Best of luck.
You're gonna need it.
You're gonna need it tonight.
I didn't say tonight.
Oh, that's too. I mean to go right into the foreshadowing there. Let me take off my jacket too. All right, so 2 weeks in a row. Holy cow, we're back on track. So that's awesome. You guys, all right, help me remember, as I didn't actually go back and look at last week's, but I think you guys were snuggling up behind these two boulders for a long rest. Yep. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you're what in the long rest for most of you is 4 hours, I think, right? Or some of you just meditate. Most of you meditate. Givner, I think you need to sit in water though. How did you handle your long
I think
rest?
He has one level of exhaustion. Let me.
Okay.
Well, once you short rest, can we go back up and there's that well that was really close to here? Yeah, that.
Yep.
We can go back up there and let you soak for a bit.
I think you'll be okay. Let's see here.
I mean, let's get rid of that one level of exhaustion there, right? I mean,
how long do you have to soak?
Okay, so it's water dependency. So if you fail to immerse yourself in water for at least 1 hour during the day, you suffer one level of exhaustion at the end of that day. And you can only recover from this exhaustion through magic or by immersing yourself in water for at least an hour.
Okay.
We can get you an hour up there.
So let's think about this. So you could have either, everybody else was kind of hunkered down. You could have maybe wound your way back up and through.
Oh, no, you'll be fine.
Okay. But so you're not exhausted yet. It'll be the end of this day if you don't immerse yourself in water. Is that right?
No, I think he is now.
Okay. So you do have one level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
And so
add that on it.
What does that do for you? One level of exhaustion. Let's see, is that on my cheat sheet? There it is. You get disadvantage on ability checks.
Cool.
Yeah, disadvantage on ability checks.
It'll be fun to role play.
Oh, well, let's see what happens. It was good knowing Gimner too, but anyway, no, kidding. Just kidding. We'll see. All right, so you wake up. You actually had fought, and if you remember too, there's these big, they're not here now, but there's these big tunnels that the Umber Hulk came through, busted out. Gimner is the Umber Hulk Slayer, beating his chest, his little froggy chest. And then, but y'all are pretty tired. I think, Elisar, you were on death's door, in fact.
Oh yeah.
You're all back up to full strength now though, right? The magic of Dungeons and Dragons, one good night's sleep. It's all it takes. Everything's healed and back to normal. So that's good. The value of a night's rest. That's actually a good life lesson. Value of a good night's sleep. Don't know that it works exactly that way. The older I get, the more it just anyway, so you guys wake up. Do you need to eat? Do you need to do anything before you start heading back through this? You're in these caverns now. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Guys, do you want to check out that original, what we have left to the southeast where we were headed when we encountered the Umber Hulks?
Oh, no, that's cool.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
I will lead the way. Who's got my back? Taz, you're gonna be second?
Yeah, I'll be second.
Gimner's got his Manticore trophy in his hand.
Okay.
He just kind of happily, with a little saunter in his step, gets behind Taz.
So
maybe we'll see more of these.
I hope not.
So how big are you, Gimner? I think you're small, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm about the size of a hobbit.
Yeah.
I think it's 30 inches or 3 feet.
So just so you know, that massive chunk, unless you cut it like in half, it is about as tall as you are. It's as long as you are tall. Yeah, it's massive.
Nice.
He was gonna take Patrick's advice and just role play it as a dagger.
So
in your case, a spear or a glaive.
Yeah, exactly. A
it's
javelin.
as tall as you are, right? I mean, that's pretty big.
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, there were two of them. It might not be quite that long, but it's close. I mean, you could certainly cut it.
Well, he's proficient with short swords, long swords, and rapiers. So
okay, it's more like a long sword for you.
that'd be fine.
Okay,
Let's go with it.
I think that's awesome. So it's like you've got this Umber Hulk, like half of a mandible as a long sword. That's awesome. So you can like fashion, when you get out, maybe you can like fashion some kind of sling or something that curves. It's like one of those curved blades.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, you could certainly carry that around with you. You guys are going back down this way, correct?
Let's go the other way to finish off the.
You're going back this way.
To where we were headed before we were so rudely interrupted.
All right, no problem. Let me get to my little cheat sheet over here on this side. Give me 1 second. Yeah, there I am. And stop sharing. Okay, actually, I might just keep it right there for now, just for the ease of moving it around. Let's see what happens. Okay. So you're seeing the dungeon, but not on full screen. So yeah, you start heading this way. You notice, you've passed the two tunnels where the Umber Hulks are. There's the debris where they just chalk, but it's almost like they were so efficient at burrowing and tunneling. There's not a lot of large boulders. It's almost like a bunch of gravel, if not smaller, even some down to sand in places, just this churn that they were doing. So there's some pretty massive piles of that, just kind of as you, let me do this. Where's my mouse? Okay, I'm having some weird mouse issues. I can't actually see it. That's strange. Okay, I can see it on this side, and there it is. It disappears when I mouse over the PowerPoint, so this will be fun. I just have to sort of see where it's moving and try to guess where it is. So as you kind of get to this tunnel, it keeps extending, and then it begins to hook back to the north. And if you just trace it through, you find yourself back in the kind of the warehouse from earlier.
Okay.
And we can just get rid of this now. You recognize the room as you go into it. Hang on, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me stop sharing again. I'm just gonna see if I can get my mouse back so I can see what I'm doing. Because there it is. Let's try this one more time. The old second try. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so you hook back into this room. You remember that this room had a little secret door kind of led into this other space, but it's very familiar to you. I can't remember what was in here, if there were shadows, or if it was just an empty warehouse. I think the shadows were back in this room, but the zombies I think were over here. So I think this just was an empty warehouse, but you recognize it, and you see kind of from whence you came originally, and the secret door, sort of the passageway. You're familiar. So you kind of completed that circle. Do you want to loop back through this way or go back down through the burrows?
You want to loop through that way and let Gibner take a soak? If it only takes an hour, Gibbs, you can get back up to full strength. Just get rid of your exhaustion.
No, let's go adventure. Let's go the other way where that curvy area is to the southwest.
Okay.
Yeah, so you kind of recognize this. You go back through this is starting to look familiar in terms of what you've seen grick tunnels to look like, or grick burrows to look like. different than the tunnels that the Umber Hulks made, but nonetheless, you're kind of weaving your way through. You're passing the boulders, and literally just a few minutes is all it takes to kind of wind through. Are you all being stealthy?
As stealthy as we can, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, everybody make a stealth check for me. We'll see if you're being stealthy.
20 for not natural for LSR.
That's pretty quiet.
Stealth.
12 for Harlan.
12.
Natural 20 for Taz.
Taz is
5 total.
floating.
The Gimner's screen is loading. Sorry.
That's okay. Remember, you got disadvantage on ability check. Is that an ability check?
Yeah.
I guess it is.
I tapped it and the screen went into load mode.
Connor, this is the sound that you and I like to hear, even if you're playing on Zoom. There we go. Oh, by the way, Sticky Stout, just as a homage to the old days.
Nah, I got a basement scofflaw.
I had Mountain Dew.
I've got Mountain Dews that can bring you, Daniel. If I don't know if they expire or not. They've been in my fridge. I found them in my fridge. I'll check and see how old they are first before I bring you anything. But I'm like, oh, they're perfectly good drinks. Just no one drinks them. I don't know how I think one of the kids brought them over one time.
Yeah, probably. It's just went grocery shopping today, and I was like, Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Gimner has a 15
Okay.
and a 20, so a 15.
Wow. Yeah, he's fine. You guys are you're moving stealthily. You're kind of used to this area now and these burrows, so it's not a problem. If you come through this little area here, you recognize kind of the way you came in originally. To the north is the original burrow that came off the hallway, where you had since removed looks like maybe the orcs or maybe even some orogs had built some wooden barricade just to kind of keep the gricks honest, keep them at bay. That's that direction. And I can't remember if you took this one down. I don't think you did. I think you guys just went down this burrow here. So you can go back out or you can keep going this way, kind of to your west.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go to the west. To the west.
Go west, young men. Yeah. So it kind of winds and twists, opens up, and then curls back into another burrow, similar to the previous one that you just were in. Couple of things that you notice. They're very similar to the one you just walked through. There are a couple of cracked eggs or kind of eggshells. Some bones, animal carcasses, things like that, bones that were probably meals at one time, but nothing else really of interest in this little area here either. There is a tunnel that continues on to the west. You want to just keep trucking down the tunnels?
Yes, keep on going.
Yeah.
All right. As you kind of continue on, I'm going to have to move some more things out of the way. Let me see what I'm about to reveal before I reveal anything. Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys have been walking now. You're kind of, again, the distance isn't great, so it's only been a few more minutes. But everyone make kind of a perception check.
19 for LSR.
Okay.
25 for Harlan.
Okay.
$11 for Taz.
Okay.
All right, and a 10 for Gimner.
Okay. As Elisar and Harlan, you can perceive that as you're going through this tunnel, that you are kind of going uphill, if you will. Like the further along you go, kind of it's getting smaller, the tunnel's getting tighter and tighter, but you can tell you're going up. And as you kind of get almost to this point here, the tunnels are getting extremely narrow. It's about, it's not that narrow. I'd say it starts, it kind of started at 10 feet, 9, 8, 7, 6. Now you're looking at 5 feet. As you're getting closer, it's getting closer to like 4 feet. It's still, 4 feet wide as you all can fit through the single file, but you're definitely single file at this point.
I've seen the descent. This isn't going to end well.
Gimner's breathing heavy. Feels like we're climbing a mountain. He starts to lag behind Taz a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Are y'all still in the same marching order?
Yep.
Let's see. So Elisar and Taz, you're up front. Gimner, there's a bit of a space now developing between you and Taz as you're kind of walking and hiking almost. And Harlan, you're behind Gimner. Harlan, you hear Gimner's breathing becoming more labored.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep on going.
All right, keep trucking this way.
As quickly as we can.
Yeah. Keeps going uphill, and it gets more and more narrow. Now you begin to see some daylight. It was really dark as you kind of rounded this corner, but all of a sudden you see daylight.
Huh. We'll keep on going forward to see what's up there. And we're heading up, so I mean, obviously, I think we might be hitting daylight, which I think we probably don't want in this case. But let's go and explore that avenue. Let's see where it dumps us out, where it brings us.
So as you continue to kind of charge forward, Elisar, the height is also kind of compressed down. So I don't know how tall you are.
5'8", 5'9".
Yes, you're definitely having to duck now. The total entrance is now like 4x4, so you're hunched over. Gimner, you're probably fine. Anybody taller than 4 feet though is having to double over. I don't think you have to crawl yet, but it's getting close. But you definitely now see a bright, well, it's not that bright, but it's a daylight hole up probably 20 or 30 feet as you continue to kind of ride this tunnel, hike this tunnel up. You can see definitely a hole.
Guys, you want to stop here and let me just go and scout this and see what it is?
Yeah. We'll give it a look.
Let me do that, Ryan. Let me.
Okay.
Elisar's gonna. If he has to crawl, he has to crawl.
Yeah. The closer you get to the hole, the more compressed it becomes. You're now kind of crawling on your hands and knees. As you get closer and closer, you begin to hear some birds chirping. You can hear some wind blowing. And you reach essentially a hole in the ground. There was no hobbit, but you reach the hole in the ground.
That means comfort.
Yeah. And you sort of pop your head out of the hole.
Yeah,
and start doing the gopher dance, right? I'm all right. No, you pop your head out, and there's like a guy with a golf club.
The gophers, I'll get thrown in jail.
Hang on. I unplugged myself. Okay.
All right, I'm going to slowly back on down. Hey guys, it's a way out to the surface, but I don't think we want that, do we?
You were kind of in the middle of the forest when you popped up out of this hole here. So This was it's pretty dark.
Do we see any other pathways?
The only thing we have to explore is right there. Is what Ryan's pointing out right now.
Yeah.
Is that other blocked passageway.
No, I feel like I tried to open that and I couldn't open it.
Did you guys try to move all this debris out of the way
I
prior?
can't remember. I mean, we can try.
Let's go back and try. Let's see what's down here. Let's complete this and sweep this level.
So you just have to almost literally back down.
Yep.
And you can get to a point where you can turn around and start facing. So you just tell everybody kind of what you saw. There's an exit there potentially.
And then we have the potential in reversing, since we're not passing each other, the marching order.
Okay. So now, Harlan, you're in the lead.
Harlan, Gibbs,
You're
Taz.
going back downhill now, so maybe you not quite as winded. I mean, there just as we're kind of going back through, you do notice there is debris, kind of big piles of, not big piles, but piles of sort of debris, rubble, and some sticks and straw and grass and things like that in each of these burrows. Kind of now that you've kind of seen that they go out into the forest, they're bringing things back maybe for nests or something like that. So you can kind of pick up on some of those little piles of debris in this one particularly as you come back through.
Okay. All right, once we get into that room, I guess we can reestablish our regular marching order with me, Taz, Gibbs, and Harlan, and we'll go up and into that and see if we can start carefully, not too loudly, but as quietly as we can, start decluttering
Okay.
that passageway.
We start taking this apart. Maybe Taz, you failed a strength check. I think there was some pretty sizable logs, and I think you just had a really weird strength roll that time.
Yeah.
But if you want to try again, if anybody wants to make strength checks just to see if you can kind of get this started, you should.
Natural 20 for Elisar.
Ooh, man.
He's like, I got this.
Yeah, 12 for Taz.
Yeah. Elisar's like his adrenaline's pumping. He's just got a whiff of fresh air from being outside. It smelled good. Strength. Yeah, you can easily sort of remove these logs. Not a problem.
Tossing them, just whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, well, just be careful where you throw them. You're just gonna move them out of the way. I mean, these are 10-foot squares, so you just need enough space where you all can kind of fit through. And after probably 15 minutes, Harlan, are you helping at all? Are you just sort of are you doing like the fireman thing where they pass a bucket of water down to the next
We'll do
person?
the old fireman thing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, you've cleared this, and let's see. Make sure I've got I drew a hand-drawn rendition of this as well, so I want to make sure everything still matches up. Okay. Yeah, as you kind of move the debris out of the way, you cleared this sort of false wall, if you will. You're back in the dungeon, and you can see straight in front of you a stairwell that kind of descends, and then another hard right hallway.
You guys want to go to the right first and maybe clear this level before we go down?
Yeah, let's do.
All right.
Okay. Hard right.
Uh-oh.
All right. This room doesn't have a door. Let me make sure that I've got my descriptions here. All right. In this room, you immediately notice a kind of these two iron braziers on either corner. Braziers, not brazier. Braziers.
Wow.
So two different things. And so there are some embers burning, actually, in these.
Oh.
Yep. In the middle of the eastern wall of this room is kind of a makeshift throne. This here. as you notice, as you come in, LSR especially, you're the kind of the first one to see it.
Yep.
Kind of a makeshift throne of stones and bone, and just kind of skulls, actually pretty gross. Some severed heads kind of pushed in from some orc heads and orog and some humanoid heads. There's some of that yellow cloth just shoved in to different places. And sitting on this throne, turning to face you, is what looks like, for lack of a better way to put it, an albino orc with glowing red eyes.
I attack.
Clearly, he hasn't had the vaccine.
Yeah, exactly. It turns and says, "I thought you would never get here," and then roll initiative.
22 for Elsar.
Okay.
15 for Harlan.
Okay.
15 for Gibner.
Right, who's
Hey, do I roll disadvantage? This is a skill check. Hang on.
Okay.
$12 for Taz.
Okay.
All right, 15 again.
All right, and you got the higher dex, I think, don't you, Gimner?
Hit
Harlan.
on disadvantage. So why don't you give it to Harlan?
Okay. That's right. You're tired. Harlan is almost tired for you, and hearing you huff and puff behind him. Give me 1 second on this guy. Let me get the stat block ready. Glad I'm not you guys. No, I'm kidding. Let me pull it up real quick. I'll stop sharing. Well, I'm having the blue circle. We'll get there though. Okay, got it. I'll move this over here. This is my lesson learned for running a D&D session online. Multiple screens, so I can, although it's like, I'm looking this way a lot. I should be looking this way, but that's okay. Let me make this a little smaller. Okay, and let me roll for him. Easy enough. As he turns to face you, I'll get back to the map so you can see it, and says, "I thought you would never arrive." Just sort of snarls and stands, and kind of stands up off his throne, holding, let's see, what does he have? Let me see, what is he holding? Massive battle axe. Yeah, this massive battle axe he's holding in his hands. Eyes are glowing red. He's pale white. You've never seen an orc like this before. And Elisar, you're up.
Witch bolt, boom, right in his face.
Okay.
And boop, boop. An 11.
Misses.
Yeah.
Witch bolt misses. All right. And Harlan, you see, Elisar just try to crack the witch bolt, something that you know very well, the spell. This creature's just sort of snarling at you all. I mean, it's all happening really fast. What would you like to do?
So after saying that Elisar did Witch Bolt, Harlan's
Right.
going to do Witch Bolt too.
Do you
First
say,
level.
Show you how it's done, son. You sit right down in that chair right there and let me show you how it's done.
That'll be a 20 to hit.
Boom! That hits.
Okay,
Show me how
then
it's
that'll
done.
You
be
did.
8 points of lightning damage.
Lightning. Okay. Yep, that'll do it. How do you? No, I'm kidding. It's just a big. You talk to big game. Yes.
He's a big baby.
Yeah. Gimner, you see, kind of the two witch bolts fly. One misses, one cracks and hits, and the arc of electricity shoots into this creature. Eyes are just glowing red. Doesn't seem to be phased. What would you like to do?
Yeah, Gimner charges in with his Umber Hulk mandible.
All right. What is your? Just treat it like a longsword. I don't have the.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. What is
Let's
that?
see here.
Is that a D12? No. What is a longsword?
Hang on, I have to wait for it. My page is reloading because a problem occurred.
Yeah. Welcome to the club. I could actually probably look it up too. Well, I said I could.
All right, here it comes.
Okay.
He got a 10.
Oh, matters not. The mandible is a little unwieldy for him at this point. So while it looks cool as he takes it out, it's sort of kind of, it's a little out of balance and he just kind of misses. Taz, you're watching sort of Gimner fumble with this giant Umber Hulk mandible.
It's not exactly a finesse weapon.
Yeah, it's like, and then what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna run up and rage,
Okay.
and then I'm going to attack twice with my glaive.
Swing away, Meryl.
First one is a 21 to hit,
That does hit.
so it's gonna be 14 points of slashing damage, and 3 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And then my second one is going to be a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits as well.
That's going to be 6 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, those are some pretty heavy hits. It says after you hit it, it's kind of got this hissy voice, like snarling and hissing. It says, "I am here for the Dark One. Nothing you do will defeat me on this day." And it just takes this massive battle axe and swings towards you, Taz, since you were the one that hit it last. He has multiple attacks.
Okay.
So that's one battle axe swing. And he's going to try to hit you with a second swing. And that is a, 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Okay. Ooh, man. These are not the same dice I was rolling with last time, just so you guys know. These are not good. Good for you guys. So that will be 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then, in addition to that, after it hits you, you feel like almost this immediate tinge of infection.
Okay.
As the axe goes into you, and it does another, 3 points of necrotic damage. Let me see if he has a bonus action. Nope, that'll end his turn.
Okay.
And then Elisar, back to you.
I'm going to go and instead of the witch bolt, I'm kind of spent there. I am going to Eldritch Blast. Shoo.
Go for it.
And again, kind of looking like a Tony Stark, just like with pulsar blade.
Okay.
21.
21 hits.
All right. So it's 1d10. It's going to be 4 points of radiant damage.
Okay. As the radiant damage hits him, he just almost his eyes sort of gleam as if that felt good to him.
Oh.
Same with your radiant damage with the glaive, Taz.
Okay.
I mean, he looks injured, but it's sort of like, I just finished The Stand, phenomenal book, by the way. And there's a guy named Trashy. I don't know if you guys read it before. He's a pyromaniac. So he's like, the fire burns him, but he loves it. So it's this weird sort of dichotomy. Such a great book. Anyway, so Harlan, you see the Eldritch Blast. He's been slashed. You don't see kind of oh no, that was Daniel. So you just see the Eldritch Blast. Your Witch Bolt is still in him, I think.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna redo Witch Bolt, so it's an auto hit.
Arc?
Yep, 1d12, yeah.
Yep. And then that's 5 points of lightning damage.
Okay. Again, he almost looks gleeful as this sort of electricity and this radiance is hitting him. Gimner, you're picking up on this a little bit as well. This is not your average everyday orc here. So eyes are still glowing bright red. He's been shot with kind of this electrical bolt. You've got kind of this radiant damage. He's been slashed, and you're up.
Yeah, Gimner was taking note of how Taz is wielding that massive weapon he's got.
All right.
Gimner tries to get himself in a similar stance, tosses body weight as he strikes with this Umber Hulk mandible for 10. Again.
Again, it's just sort of unwieldy.
Trying to get the feel for this thing.
Like you overcorrected this time, and it kind of tilts the other way. It's like, it's like you're waiting for the Goldilocks moment. It's too hot, it's too cold. You'll get it just right next time. As you're sort of still fumbling with kind of getting this swing away, Taz, you are still sort of right in front of him, facing off.
I am going to attack again. I'm going to attack recklessly this time.
Okay.
So for my first roll, that's going to be 21 to hit.
That hits.
So it's going to be 11 points of slashing damage and 8 points of radiant damage.
Ooh.
And then on my second roll, that's a natural 20.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So that's going to be...
This is the second attack, right?
Yes. 11 points of slashing damage.
So as you kind of cut through, you're raging, you've got this thing going on. As you cut through him with that first swipe, everyone make a perception check. Gimner, you're at disadvantage still, I think.
Yep.
14 for LSR. 14.
17 for Harlan.
Okay.
11 for Taz.
Okay. Yeah,
6 for Gimner.
Gimner and Taz don't see it. Harlan, what was your roll?
17.
Yeah. So get LSR and Harlan. I mean, everything's moving fast, but you notice as kind of Taz is just laying into him with the glaive that his skin started to crack after that first massive attack, and all over its, where it was exposed. So it's sort of it's almost like a shaman, right? It's just kind of got like a cape, but no shirt, and then sort of like these legging type of, or what am I thinking of? Like just basic, leather pants, but his stomach, his back just begins to crack and glow. And Taz, you can't really tell at the time, but as soon as it starts to crack, these waves of heat. Now, who is within melee range of this guy? Is it Gimner and Taz, since you're trying to attack with melee weapons?
Yeah, Gimner is.
And LSR, you were the first one in. Are you in melee range?
I was the first one in. You can decide whether I'm in melee or not. When I came through the door, I started casting spells, cantrips and all. So I'm assuming I'd be near the doorway, but that's up to you. I'm cool either way.
And then Harlan, you're kind of behind. You're behind. No. Were you behind LSR?
Yeah, he came in last. He was last.
Okay, last. Okay. I feel like Harlan, you might still be kind of close to the doorway.
Yeah, a little bit around there.
Okay. So, all right, I'm gonna let the fates decide how close you were, LSR. So 1, 2, 3, you were kind of close. 4, 5, 6. You're still kind of next to Harlan at the door. Okay. So it's just Taz and Gimner. But as soon as that glaive cuts through him the second time, his body just erupts in this massive flame fireball. And I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm. 21 for LSR.
I mean, everyone that's close. Sorry, not everyone. Oh, okay. Taz and Gimner. Sorry.
24 for Taz.
You make it?
All right, 16 for Gimner.
And that's with disadvantage.
Saving throws are? Okay.
Oh, no. Sorry. That was ability checks. Nope, you're good. You're good. You both made it. And you both take half damage, which is 5 points. You only take 5 points of fire damage.
And then Gimner's got uncanny dodge, so things he can see.
Okay.
Let me just clear out the rolls here so I can see the screen. When an attacker that you see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack's damage against you.
Do you have evasion yet?
I do not have evasion. So uncanny dodge, I guess, wouldn't apply in this situation.
You can still half. You can half if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take 3 then.
There you go. And he just collapses in a big pile of ash on the ground. And let me get back to the room.
Taz, that was great. You hit him high, I'll hit him low. We'll get this routine down.
Yes. All right. The embers are still sort of burning in the braziers. You kind of in the ash pile where the body was, there's kind of remaining some residual jewelry and things like that he was wearing. If you'd like to inspect that. And he has the battle axe that he had. Anyone want to inspect?
I'll inspect the battle axe.
Yeah. Yeah, as you kind of look at the battle axe, it's got, it looks brand new. It's surprisingly light, just, as given the size of it. There may be some, you can't really tell, but it looks like it hasn't been used before, but that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. You can put that battle axe in your inventory. And give me 1 second. Trying to decide, do you have to, how can you tell if it's magical? Do you have to attune to it? Or is it one of those things, I can't remember if you have to attune to like a +1.
I would have to attune to it, but also,
Identify it, right? Through a short rest?
Identify.
Or
Yeah, I have a spell that could do that.
Yeah, I was just thinking Harlan has a spell that can do it.
Okay.
I need like 11 minutes. I can identify it.
Do you want to take the time now, or are you just going to chunk it in your inventory, and maybe when you guys...
Yeah, I'm just going to strap it to my back.
Okay, yeah, you strap it to your back. Feels really light. The blade is super sharp, like razor sharp. And like I said, there's some jewelry, a torque, one of those sort of kind of funky necklace looking things kind of fell to the ground in the ash. Does anyone want to inspect that, pick that up? To you guys.
Basil used his mandible to sort of drag the necklace and rings out of the ash and embers.
Okay.
Out towards the middle of the floor.
You can scrape those out. The necklace that you scrape out is worth 250 gold pieces.
Oh.
And then there's 2 rings, each of them with a kind of a jewel, like a amethyst or something on them. They're worth 50 gold pieces each.
Guys, you want either of these?
No bling. You guys have rings already.
Alrighty.
You can sell them later.
I'll put it in the inventory. We can split them later.
Yeah. You see, as you kind of look around the room, there's not much else in here. There's kind of a little, maybe kind of a small space in the corner for sleeping. Again, there's some, just sort of food debris and some drink debris laying around, but nothing else really of note in this room other than this hallway to your west, and you've got the one to the south.
What do you think? Take this hallway to the west?
Sure, let's go for it.
And Gimner's going to light a torch. His lantern's probably long. Yeah. He probably lit a torch during that long rest.
Okay. Yeah, you can certainly light a torch and start heading that way. Change some of the arrangements here. I think I can get rid of that now. Okay. Well, let me double check before I go back to it, just in case. Yeah, you guys are churning up the rooms tonight. That's there. Okay, I think that's good. And yeah, so you kind of head down this hallway here. You see a long hallway that heads to the north, makes a sharp right. You don't know what's to the right, but since you've already explored this large room when you originally came down the stairs where the Orogs were, we can kind of close that loop without having to go up there and just see the room. And then straight in front of you, you see these 2 cells at the end of the hallway, like jail cell type cells. They're open. The cells look identical. They have kind of wooden bars, not iron bars. As you're kind of looking into them, they're full of like just these gross, disgusting piles of straw. There's a wooden bucket in there, long overflowing, if you know what I mean.
Ew.
And that's what's on the bars there. In the northern cell, you see kind of a pale corpse of a human wearing that same garb, that robe garb that you saw in the zombies from this room down here, and a similar garb to what you remember seeing in the Temple of Selyum. Closer inspection, you can see the significant bruising on the neck of this dispatched human. Clothes are sort of stained with blood. The expression on its face is sort of calm, serene. Creature to the south. Actually, there's nothing in the cell to the south. Sorry.
Elisar is going to go to the serene corpse.
Okay.
Is it sitting up, or is it just on the ground, or like is it slumped against the wall? What's it? How is this final repose?
Okay. Yeah, it is kind of just slumped in the corner. Looks like, kind of the padlocks that might have held it, pinned it down, are not there anymore. They're just kind of hanging loosely from the wall. So the corpse itself is just sort of sitting, kind of hunched over, kind of smiling on the ground. Not smiling, but serene.
Okay.
Now the cells themselves are closed. They seem to be locked.
Huh. Anyone want to try to unlock one of these? I'd like to investigate this corpse a little bit further for some stupid reason.
Sure. Gibner's going to pull out his thieves' tools. You'll notice him sort of fiddling with them a little bit more than usual, bit clumsy like.
Okay. Yeah. Can make a thieves' tools check.
All right, his disadvantage roll is a 17.
Oh, yeah. You hear a click, clank, and definitely feels like the cell wall, the cell door is now unlocked. But you guys can decide if you want to open it or not.
I'm going to go ahead and open it.
Yeah. As you open it, the serene expression on the creature begins to morph into this hideous grin as it lunges at you. Roll initiative.
23.
23?
23 for Elsa.
All right.
12 for Gibner.
Okay.
17 for Harlan.
23, 17, 12. We may not even need Taz for this one. But if you guys want to, and it rolled okay, I know where it goes. So why don't you go ahead and start, Elisar?
Yep. It lunges at me. I backpedal a bit and give the old
Eldritch Blast, okay.
Blast. And actually, you know what? He's right there, right?
Yeah, he's right there.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do an Eldritch Blast, but as I do the Eldritch Blast, I'm gonna give him an uppercut,
okay,
physical blow, but it's gonna start with the Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Ooh, 21.
And that definitely hits.
And it's gonna do 4 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, it just sort of, the head rocks back. It's doesn't have any expression other than that sort of hideous grin. Harlan, you're up.
Harlan is gonna cast Firebolt on it.
Okay.
That'll be a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Then that'll be, let's see here, 11 points of fire damage.
Okay. Gimner, you see it kind of lit up with fire, smash back with some force damage. What do you want to do?
Oh, he's going to grip his lucky mandible.
Okay.
Doing his best Has impersonation.
Okay.
And he rolled a 6.
Oh, he missed. I don't know how this mandible is gonna. it's like the idea is fantastic. The execution, well, maybe it just takes some practice.
Yeah.
So Taz, they went ahead and started. Do you want to just jump in right here in the initiative order? You're welcome to do that or roll. It's up to you.
No, I'll just jump in.
It's
Sorry.
just a guy that's kind of had been chained up and cursed. So he's coming to life here. Well, to life.
And he looks aggressive.
He's definitely aggressive. He's got this kind of weird clowny grin on his face. It went from serenity to this sort of possessed grin. But he's definitely, his neck's still kind of crooked and bruised. He's kind of a Walking Dead looking thing.
I'll attack him.
Yeah.
A 17 to hit.
That hits.
No longer raging. 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Then second attack, 20 to hit.
That definitely, natural 20?
No, just
Okay.
20. And that's 6 points of slashing damage.
Yeah. So you basically, as you kind of cut through it, you practically cut it in half. Let me see.
Nice.
Yeah, you cut it in half. It just collapses into 2 pieces and just falls to the ground. It doesn't even. You basically just wipe it out, put it out of its undead misery. If in fact there is any consciousness there, that's a topic for a whole nother conversation. But so it just falls to the ground in 2 pieces. And other than the smell now starting to hit you from the filth that is in these cells, there's not much else going on in here. You do hear some scuffling.
I was just like snacking on a piece of hardtack when
Yeah.
this thing woke up, and I looked down at my dropped piece of hardtack,
Oh.
and I just kick it onto the corpse.
Nice. Yes. You hear scuffling now, some shuffling to your south as you kind of dispatch this creature.
Like through this doorway?
Through coming down, you notice now that there's a stairwell.
Okay, it's a stairwell.
Yeah, to your south.
Scuffling like rats or larger?
Some like shuffling, some larger, maybe shuffling would be a better word.
Shuffling upstairs, okay.
Towards you.
Yep.
Grandpa's headed towards us.
Hey, you kids hold it down there, would ya?
Be good or you won't get a Werther's.
Yeah. I've got some cracked corn here. I don't even know why. It's like, who eats cracked corn?
That's right.
It was my snack when I was a kid during the Depression. You were lucky if you got cracked corn. It's a snack.
Yeah, you know, what else are you going to do with it?
Yeah. All right, so you guys want to charge down these stairs, or do you want to see if anything comes up them?
I'm pleading the 5th. What do you think, guys?
Gimner's not feeling like charging anything. He's more like sit back and rest and catch his breath.
I'll just like set up to the side of the door, so like as soon as something walks up the stairs, I'm just gonna swing at it as hard as I can.
Okay.
I'm going to call down into the darkness there. I'm going to say,
Okay.
hey, and try to do my best orc voice that we just heard. Said, we've been waiting for you.
Okay. I like it. I like that. Make a deception check.
All right. Deception. Oh boy. Not. Oh, we're like you're coming here. I got a 6, so I'm not too convincing.
Yeah, so this is my best work voice. Hey, fellas.
No. Oop.
Like Gomer Pyle.
Yeah, that's right.
Golly.
Golly, oh, come on up. We've been waiting for you.
Yeah, so you don't hear anything answer you, number one. And you don't really hear anything sort of climbing the stairs.
Wuss. All right. I'm gonna take a couple of steps down the stairs, see what I can see.
I'll start going down the stairs.
Yep.
All right, you can head down the stairs. As you head down the stairs, you see the room opens up. You begin to notice immediately there's just boxes and crates and barrels and, you know, rolls of twine and all different types of stores in this room. You also happen to notice another creature, not dressed like the one that Taz just cut in twain, but but again, some really ancient looking, almost just corpses sort of wandering around and kind of watching as you come down the stairs.
How many? Just one?
You see 2 from where you're at right now, kind of coming down the middle of the stairs here. You see you see 2.
Okay, I
right
say,
now.
guys, I think I see there's a couple of corpses shuffling around down here, but there's a bunch. I tell them what I see.
Okay.
And after that, I turn to them, and they said they're looking at me now. I kind of put my finger to my lips and go, "Shh, we're here to help." They have any kind of reaction?
No, they just sort of look at you, kind of to tilt their heads, as if maybe some ancient memory of speaking is bouncing around in what used to be their brain that is now mostly dust and ash.
Wow. Poetic. I go back up to the top of the stairs and I say, "All right, guys, that's what I see, and I've done all I can do. What do you guys want to do?" Look like there's maybe some stuff down there in boxes and crates and stuff.
Do we want to kill them?
They didn't make a move to attack me, and when I said something to them, they kind of looked at me confusedly. I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, kind of as you say that, the one that was at the bottom of the steps begins to sort of climb the steps towards you. And then the second one, kind of standing now at the bottom of the steps, begins to sort of shuffle up the steps towards you as well. So now there's kind of 2 at the very bottom of the steps. You're still on the stairs, I think, Elisar, is that right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So you're facing the group, talking to them. Where is the group in relative to where Elisar is on the steps? Are you guys sort of still kind of way over here? In other words, do you see the zombies coming up the steps yet?
Well, I said I perched myself to the side of the staircase, waiting for something to come up.
So So I'm wondering if you can see them yet. Maybe you might hear. I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably just hear them.
Hear them.
Yeah.
So Elisar, make a perception check to see if you hear them coming up behind you.
Oh, I do not. As a matter of fact, I'm like, "Hey, Sco." I mean, I rolled a 2, so.
One reaches out and grabs the bottom of your foot,
Yeah.
yanks you down the steps.
Bunk, 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 bunk. Okay.
You don't take any damage on that one, but roll initiative.
13.
Okay. And everybody else can roll initiative as well.
Arlen got a natural 1.
Oh, back of the line.
12 for Taz.
Where were you, Elisar?
13.
That's what I thought. Okay. 13,
And
12.
a 10 for Gibner.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Elisar, as you sort of hit the bottom of the room,
Yep.
these 2 creatures are sort of over you. it's almost, you definitely hear more scuffling from other parts of the room. More than just that. So let me do this. But you're able to sort of brace yourself. You kind of land, like last time, kind of superhero style, Superman stance,
Gotcha.
and poised to attack. So you can go.
Okay, I am going to cast Armor of Agathis around me.
Okay. What does that do for you?
And that is a protective force, magically just basically surrounds me. It manifests itself as a kind of like a spectral frost. So let's say it's like a slight blue glow.
Okay.
And I gain 5 temporary hit points for the duration. But if a creature hits me with a melee attack, while I have these hit points, right? While I have the hit points, I can take them away. The creature will take 5 cold damage.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast that, and I'm assuming that's going to take my whole turn because it's a spell.
Is it an action?
Yes.
Yeah.
1 action.
Yes, it will. If you don't have any bonus actions.
Nope.
All right. So that is your turn. You've got automatically now 5
Yep.
additional temporary hit points.
Yep.
Okay. And then Taz, your turn is next.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna rage against these guys. I'm just gonna swing my glaive at the one that came up the stairs.
Okay.
12 to hit.
12 hits.
Okay, so first attack will be 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Second roll is going to be an 11 to hit.
That hits. Same one you're attacking?
Yep. Yeah. That'll be 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay. It is now their turn. So there's the 2 kind of close to you, Elisar.
Yep.
And then there were, as you kind of notice, 2 more come from this corner here.
Okay.
Total now that you can count in here are 4. They all seem to be wearing adventuring type of, it's kind of dawning on you. They look like they're dressed a lot like you guys are, or their clothes were. Maybe, sort of more just standard adventurer type of gear. Can't really tell what race any of them were at this point. They're so, sort of diminished and decrepit. But 2 of them now that were kind of over you, Taz has definitely gotten their attention. They're both going to kind of try to meet you and fight you on the stairs, Taz.
Okay.
The other 2 are going to try to pounce on you, Elisar.
Yep.
And I'm assuming Gimner and Harlan are still sort of, you're in the initiative order, you're just sort of at the top of this landing up here. So when you do decide what to do, you can use your movement to kind of come down or whatever you want to do. But in the meantime, there's 2 going after you. I'll do you, Taz, first. Each of them is just going to try to smash you with their fists. One of them rolls a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, and that does 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
The other one was a 6 to hit, so I'm sure that did not hit. And the 2 that are going to attack you, Elisar, one is a 19 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. And that is 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, and my spectral frost now disappears, I'm assuming, that if that's the way that worked.
So it disappears, but then that cold damage transfers to the creature that hits you. Is that correct?
It does 5 points of cold damage to the creature that hit me.
Okay.
And I take 8 of damage, which negates my 5, so I take 3
points. Got it. The next one tries to hit you, does a 15 hit.
15 misses.
Yeah, so the next one misses you as well. And they just sort of pounding on you, trying to pound on both of you. Gimner, you see what's going on here now. You're at the top of the stairs. What do you want to do?
Yeah, Gimner just saw like Elisar get grabbed by the foot and yanked down the stairs.
Yeah.
So Gimner has a standing long jump of 25 feet. So he's just going to launch himself.
Nice.
25 feet. And he's going to have his mandible, like a lance,
Yes.
try to come down on top of whatever grabbed him.
Okay.
Nice.
The one. Okay. Okay. I know that'll be sort of zombie number 2.
I'm
Got
not
it.
sure if he could see, but he's launching in the area that Elisar was yanked, and he's just
Yeah. Just coming right. Try to come right down on top of it. Yeah.
nail
Roll the
whatever
hit.
he-
That's awesome.
No, I got a natural 1.
Oh.
Oh no! On that attack.
Critical
Hang on, wait
fumble
for it.
time. Oh man. Oh. At least it's not that blade that the critical. What was that blade, Patrick? That.
Oh, that the headhunter one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a critical hit.
That's that.
That was so serendipitous. That was like
That was a
I mean,
classic.
wow.
94.
94.
You are exhausted and drained of all of your energy. You do half damage for the next 1d4 rounds.
Oh my goodness.
No, so you were already there. So yeah. All right.
But this
Yeah.
is for damage.
All right, so for the next 4 rounds,
Oh my goodness. You do half damage.
I do half damage.
Okay. All right, so we're in the middle of the first round. Harlan's the caboose of this round. So Harlan, you see Gimner sort of leapfrog up. He's got this massive Umber Hulk mandible, and he just sort of fumbles it, just lands on the ground, huffing and puffing.
Okay.
And that's what you see.
Harlan is gonna go to the stairs,
Okay?
and then he's gonna firebolt the closest one to the stairs, the one like closest to us.
Okay, that's probably the one that Taz hit with his glaive. So you can go for that one.
Okay. Ooh. That's gonna be a 10 to hit.
That does hit.
Oh, okay. And that's gonna be 9 points of fire damage.
Ooh. All right. 9 points of fire damage. Hang on just a second. Oh, it sort of erupts in flames with your fire damage, and feel free to describe what happens to it. It does not survive your attack.
So as it kind of like firebolt hits it,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of like erupts in flames. There's kind of flames coming out of his eyes, and it just falls down.
Yeah, just you can almost hear the hiss sound as it hits the ground. Thank you, as its last words. Can't tell if it's actually what he said, but it sounds a lot like that when he hits the ground. And so the one that was in front of, that's the one in front of Taz. So Elisar, you're sort of surrounded by 2 more, kind of more in the storeroom proper.
Yep. Yeah. I've got I can attack. I use a 2-weapon strike.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is, since there's 2 of them around me, I am going to I'm right-handed.
Okay.
My non-dominant hand, my left arm, has a small shield in it.
Okay.
My sword in the other, so I'm going to bash one with my first attack. Then the second attack is going to go with a short sword to the other one.
Shield bash, is that a D4 or D6? I know.
It's going to be for damage. I'm going to say it's an unarmed strike, which would be automatic, just 4 points of damage if I hit.
Okay.
And that attack would be a 16, 21 to hit.
That hits.
And it does 4 points of damage. And then my second attack will go short sword into the gut of the other zombie. Ooh, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to hit.
14 hits.
14 hits, it's 1d6 plus 3. 4 points of damage for that one. So
Yep.
bash, stab, and there I am.
Smash, bag, smash.
Bam,
Wham, bam, pow.
bam.
Taz, you're sort of got the one smoldering in front of you. There's still the other one sort of right engaged with you, close to the bottom of the steps. And then there's sort of the two behind you kind of engaged with LSR, and now Gimner's back there as well.
Well, I'll attack the one that's smoldering in front of me first.
Oh, he's dead. The smoldering
he's
one's
dead?
Yeah, he's dead. He did not survive that. So there's one that's untouched in front of you.
Oh, I'll attack the untouched one.
Okay.
The 12 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay, that's gonna be 9 points of slashing damage.
Oof. Okay.
And then 20 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And that's gonna be 10 points of slashing damage.
Oh, man. No radiant on these hits.
Nope, I'm not raging. That's the
Okay.
only time I get it.
Okay. Yeah, just two major gashes, and as your glaive kind of cuts into them, there's no blood or anything. It's just sort of dust and like moths come flying out of these guys. Their torsos, or its torso. It is its turn. The one that you just hit is just going to try to bash you in retaliation.
Okay.
13 to hit.
Misses.
There's two kind of back where you are, LSR, and now Gimner's back there as well. So one is going to try to hit you, LSR, the one that you just stuck, and then the other one's going to go after you, Gimner. They're just going to both try to, again, just bash you. So LSR, a 15 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. And then Gimner, a 13 to hit.
Okay, misses.
All right. Yeah, neither of those attacks hit. And Gimner, it's your turn.
Hey, so if an already exhausted creature suffers another effect that causes exhaustion,
Yeah.
the current level of exhaustion increases.
So now you're at.
It's now at level 2 exhaustion. What are the odds?
So your speed is now cut in half as well.
Yeah. All right, so Gimner, in between
Puffing
his,
and puffing.
he's out of breath. He's trying to catch his breath. Lunges with his mandible for a.
Let's see if this thing hits.
I think the roll was a 5. The page is reloading again. So it misses.
Oh no.
So then
Okay.
he's going to bonus action disengage.
Okay.
But y'all know he's really lethargic and slow,
Yeah.
and he only gets about 12 feet away.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough to kind of get him like a full square. So he kind of back into the back side of the room here. I can move this guy back so you can kind of see. You're kind of back into these crates without any real problem. You've disengaged. Harlan, your turn. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Harlan, you're up. Harlan, you're on mute now.
Okay. Harlan is gonna firebolt again.
Okay.
And be the closest one to him.
Which is the one now that still Taz is engaged with, kind of on the bottom of the stairs. Taz has just cut him up pretty badly, still standing, wavering.
Yep. And that'll be an 18 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Then that'll be. Let's see here. 15 points of fire damage.
Wow. Okay. Let me check this real quick. No way he's gonna make that. Again, same thing happens to this one. Just bursts into flames. Does it the same thing? Does this one react the same way as the other one?
Yep.
Yep. Just smoldering flames, hissing sound as it just sort of collapses on the stairs, smoke smoldering. Almost like a Wicked Witch of the West thing. It's like the,
I'm melting!
yeah, just nothing but clothes left behind. There's 2 left in the middle of the storeroom now. And Elisar, you're engaged with one.
Yeah, I'm kind of engaged with both of them.
You are actually, that's right, 1 and 1, that's right. Yep, so whatever you want to do. They're both kind of still right around you.
I'm going to bash one with the shield.
Okay,
I miss spectacularly with a 2,
okay, yep.
and then I get a natural 1. So someone get off the table.
With the short sword,
Oh, no.
natural 1.
Not the table again.
I was really confident too. I was like, I got this.
Yeah, that worked so well last time. Bam, bam.
So who's got a chart? I can.
I got it.
Do you have a D100?
I sure do. I got everything. It's oh no, 97.
97. You have flashbacks from a traumatic experience when you were a child.
Yeah, no, I don't want to play clown.
Prone and curl up in the fetal position for 1d4 rounds. Please roleplay this traumatic experience out.
All eyes on you. And scene.
It is full bore PTSD, by the way, because I rolled 4, so it's gonna be 4 rounds.
Oh gosh.
And I'm just thinking, when I was living in the woods, I'm a wood elf. There was one time I stuck my hand on a stump and it came up with like maggots and everything else. So I am now imagining these corpses evidently probably have maggots on them too. So it just gave me a massive flashback. I literally just went, ah! and that was it. There was no other explanation other than I just automatically I just drain pale if the group can see me, and just literally just go, ah! And just I curl up into the ball, and I'm out.
That's awesome. For that, take an inspiration point. So for that excellent role play. But you are now sort of out of the rotation, at least for
although
4 more rounds.
I'm very vulnerable to attack. I'd imagine any creature has advantage attacking me now.
Yeah. Well, I think so. Yeah, you're sort of prone and.
Yeah, unless I frighten them somehow.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, let me. All right, it's gonna be. If I don't, let me do this. Let me try something.
Did you roll another one?
Well, I said on a 1d6, if I rolled a 1 and I rolled a 1, I poop myself.
Nice. Beautiful imagery. Love it. Harlan.
Now you guys smell something other than the corpse in the room? I'm like, oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, exactly. Everybody is sort of in the room, so that's you, Gender, actually. You're like, your nose is immediately assaulted.
Yeah, normally I would try to like move away, but I'm too exhausted to even move.
You just sort of sit in it. Just, anybody have any poopery?
It's the day of days.
Spritzer. Taz, you're in this mess. Not literally. You're in the situation. Let me rephrase. You're in the situation. And it is your turn. There are the two zombies kind of left. The one that Elisar spectacularly missed, but they're both sort of right around him.
Yeah, I'll move to the one that's closest to me and attack it.
I think let's call him number 3.
Just rolled a natural 20.
Ho.
Nice.
Another cloven twain.
That's going to be 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then on my second hit, 14 to hit.
That hits.
And that's 13 points of slashing damage.
Go Taz.
Again, just like similar to the one that was in the cell. Just your blade just. I mean, you could describe this one. I don't want to take away the beauty of the moment, so feel free to take it over.
I'm just gonna kind of lazily slash through its head and just kind of like spray whatever blood towards Elisar to kind of cover up the smell.
Yeah, it's sort of like this. It's just sort of this dried, almost like tar, that sort of sprays towards Elisar. Yeah, and as the head tumbles, it almost has a smile on its face as it rolls across the ground. That one is dispatched. It is the fourth one's turn. Elisar is just it can't smell you, it doesn't care. It's actually got immunity to poison, so he's just gonna try to smash you with advantage while you're on the ground.
Yep.
16 to hit.
15 hits.
All right, so he does hit you, just like, while you're laying there. And that will be 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
It really ends its turn though, and Gimner, you're sort of kind of exhausted in the back of the room. Doubly exhausted now.
Oh yeah. All right, let's see here. He moves forward slowly to the nearest creature.
Yep. Just
Swings his mandible.
Yep.
But you can tell he's just like
struggling.
Not sure-footed at all. Off balance.
Very un-Gimner-like.
This is not the guy that you got 2 Umber Hulks.
No. Yeah, exactly. What did you roll?
A 7.
Oh, 7. No, you missed. You missed.
As he misses and swings, he almost like falls to the ground.
I can almost just picture you like trying to swing and just like the front of it just dragging across the ground. Like you're not even quite getting it lifted off the ground and just like, ugh.
Yeah. It's becoming more of a walking stick than a vicious weapon.
And the smell is just of Elisar's gift to the room is permeating. Harlan.
You might lay off those mushrooms next time.
From where you're at the top of the stairs, you're getting hit now with the full brunt of the odor. It's now well and truly taking up the entire space. Not sure where it's coming from. You don't know, but it's hitting you hard. But what would you like to do?
Harlan is gonna cast Ice Knife.
Ooh.
So he's gonna throw it at the one furthest away.
There's just the one left. Yep.
Yep. And then as he throws it, it's gonna be a 20 to hit.
A natural 20?
No.
Okay.
Not
that hits though.
And it's gonna be 4 points of cold damage.
Okay.
But then on hit, it's gonna explode. And then so each creature in 5 feet needs to make a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage.
That'll be me.
That would be Elisar. And Taz, are you within 5 feet of that one as well?
I don't think Taz is.
No, he hit the other one that was fighting you. This is where the map would have helped, but let's just do it this way. Taz, we'll do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, you were close. 4, 5, 6, you were further away.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, you were close. So what's the saving throw they have to make, Harlan?
DC 16 dexterity.
So make dex saves. Gimner, how close were you?
I was in melee range.
You were close too. Yep, so that goes for you as well. So all 3 of you need to make the dex save.
Yep, 21 here.
22.
Make it.
Yep.
11.
Ooh.
Ouch.
So if you failed, you take 5 points of cold damage. And if you succeeded, you take none.
Okay, we got none. Woo!
All right, I got
The
5.
poor little frosty Gibner.
Now in my turn.
All right. It's still up. It's just sort of kind of wavering a bit. Elisar, you can't do anything.
I'm pooping. I'm done pooping, but I'm still.
You're done. You're just.
I'm now whimpering uncontrollably.
Okay.
It's weird.
Taz, you see Elisar not moving, still in the fetal position, sort of whimpering. It is your turn. He shakes his head.
I'm just gonna try to end this.
Anyone have prestidigitation? No.
I'm gonna recklessly attack. It's a 24.
That hits.
12 points of slashing damage.
Yep, that does it. Or does it? Let me see if that does it. Is that all your damage?
Well, I could attack again.
Let's just see if that does it. It doesn't. You mercifully end this. Feel free to describe this final dispatching of the former adventuring party known as the I don't know, the crazy 8 divided by 2s.
The kooky 4.
The kooky 4s, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of just stab it with like the pokey end of the glaive.
Yeah.
And just like push the wall.
Yeah, it kind of sticks against the wall and almost like a little scarecrow, and then just collapses to the ground. Congratulations, you have vanquished this group of zombies. There's quite a few undead creatures down over on this side of the dungeon. You're back in the dungeon proper now. And it is 8:12. So what do you guys want to do in this moment? Besides change clothes, you're gonna need a few minutes to recover. You've got 2 more rounds, so we can sort of fast forward your 2 rounds. And then
kind of talk me down while saying, "What's that smell?"
Yeah, Gimner, you're still doubly exhausted, I think, but you're not in combat anymore, so
there's water nearby, Gibbs.
No half damage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me.
That well sounds like a really good idea about now.
Yeah, let me show that. I show that thing. So let's just figure out what you guys want to do. So there's a bunch of stuff down here. You can see the stairwell that goes up this way. This is the stairwell you came down. If anybody wants to come up and adventure this side, you can see, you'll be able to notice that that's the remnants of the faux wall that Elisar dismantled earlier.
Okay.
So rather than go down these stairs, you went up into the throne room and then down and back around this way. So you kind of created this circle here. You can complete that. You can, just on first glance, like Harlan with the passive perception, 16, and Gimner, you can't really tell. You're just kind of exhausted. But Harlan, you can kind of skim the room and see that most of these crates are open and just everything's kind of just broken. Like the creatures that were in here just over however many years, tens of years that they were down here, just bashed them. There's nothing in them, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
But there could be some other interesting things here. So I don't want to rush you guys out of this room necessarily, but do you want to take a short rest? Do you want to you want somebody to kind of look around this room while Gimner goes and soaks? I mean, what do you guys want to do? And we can wrap it up here.
I'm going to go. You guys can investigate this room. I like to go with Gibner. I don't want anyone to leave by themselves. And so when Gibner goes and takes his soak, I'm going to change. But when Gibner's done taking his soak, I'm going to wash myself.
Oh, in the fresh water. That's a good idea.
I'm gonna ask Harlan to identify this great axe.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Yep. So that takes what, 13 minutes, Harlan?
11 minutes.
11 minutes. Okay. Let me see here. You have, I've got company. Oh. That's yeah, it's a +1 great axe.
Okay, I'll tell you guys that.
All right. Oh.
So you said a +1 axe?
Yeah, +1.
And you said it was a great axe?
Yes. And then, yeah, that's everybody's saying hello. And so you get a +1 great axe, and then Gimner and Elisar, you can make it over. In fact, as you're kind of leaving, if you leave Gimner in the well, where's that cask of water? Did you bring that downstairs with you? You had a cask of water as well at one time.
I think that was in that tower.
Yeah.
We carried it to the top of the tower, maybe.
Okay, all right. Oh, that's right, you carried it up, that's right. But so nonetheless, Elisar, you're able to kind of compose yourself, get yourself sort of back together again, mentally and physically, if you know what I mean. Do you guys need a short rest? Do you need to roll a hit dice, or are you just sort of taking the time?
I'm okay.
Gimner needs a full hour, so for him, that'd be a short rest.
Okay, yeah, you guys can kind of just mill around this area here. You don't hear anything else in the castle as you're sort of taking this time while getting your sort of submerged. And then Elsar, I'm assuming you're kind of standing guard out front here. So when we return next week, you two can kind of be over here, and Taz and Harlan, you can kind of be in this room, and we'll just pick back up. You guys can come back here all together, we can reunite, or we can pick it up with you guys separate and figure out if you two want to do something else or rejoin the group in this storage room. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. There was a lot going on tonight. I didn't expect this much to be going on, but a lot went on. We've got this dungeon just about, at least this level. I mean, there's about 14 other levels. Yeah.
The dungeon of the Mad Mage in disguise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just wait till you go down the Umber Hulk tunnels down into the Underdark and see what awaits you there.
I feel like this was just like a side quest.
It started out as one that sort of has evolved into like a central quest.
Yeah. We're just like, well, we're just gonna hang out here for a couple weeks.
Yeah, remember the griffins from were those coming to the Flotian Estate? I think they were coming here to the tower, right? The idea is yeah, no griffins yet. So it hasn't been that much time since you've been.
It really has. It's
probably been like an hour.
Yeah, total time. Yeah. So, but it's in terms of gameplay, it's been you guys have kind of knocked out every single room potentially in this place. So there's a few more places to discover.
Awesome.
Fun.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, with that, I'm looking at a little past 8 o'clock. So y'all have a great rest of your evening. Good luck with your second dose next week, Patrick.
Awesome.
Oh, hey, while we're together,
yes,
I'm taking Connor camping on Wednesday next week. So we actually won't be available to play Wednesday night. Are you all available any other night next week? Or do you just want to take a week off?
I should be available pretty much any other night.
Are you gone just that night, or
just that night? We leave Wednesday morning and we come home Thursday.
Cool. I'm available anytime.
I think. What about Thursday night?
That's good.
Works for me.
Let's tentatively pencil in Thursday night then.
Okay. Connor, is that good for you?
Yep, sounds good.
Awesome.
I'm looking right now just to see. I gotta make sure all of my international travel. Oh wait, we don't do that anymore. Yeah, it looks good to me. So let's just shoot. We'll try for that next week.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Cool. All right, gents.
Night, guys.
Until we see each other virtually next week, and then can't wait to see all things. Fingers crossed goes well.
Yeah, Mark, let us know what the doctor says about Nikki, and we'll see.
Clean bill of health.
I'm sure we'll be able to get together in person. It's just a question of will we need to wear masks?
Yep. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
No worries
so we not do food, those kind of things.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a good night, and we will talk to y'all later.
Talk to you guys later.
When it says bye.
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 Bye.